Greetings, Newton Conover City Schools families and students. I hope that you're all doing as well as can be expected and are preparing for the weekend. I want to provide a brief update regarding the governor's announcement from his press conference on September 17th. Governor Cooper's most recent announcement included an executive order, and the order indicated that school districts have the option to bring back pre-K through fifth grade students on Plan A, which is full face-to-face. For students bringing back pre-K through fifth grade students on Plan A, it'll be recommended to continue the use of social distancing in the classroom and on buses, and face coverings will continue to be required for all students and staff. And also the effective date for even being allowed to move to Plan A for any school district would be October 5th. In essence, the announcement was sort of an impetus for school systems to start beginning to plan and see if a Plan A option was feasible for them. And as a reminder, from the very beginning, when the governor started making announcements about the reentry of schools, he always talked about how school systems can always go more restrictive, but not less restrictive. So that's key to remember as we go through these coming days of planning. You see here, there are a couple hyperlinks to the actual press release from the governor's office from the 17th, as well as the Lighting Our Way Forward document, which is what we have been using as our guidelines for school reentry. And so, at this point, we are going to continue to operate by fact and faith and not fear. We're going to continue to plan as a school board, district leadership, and our elementary principal leaders for what Plan A reentry could look like, while identifying barriers to implementation. We'll hold our first meeting with elementary principals in the very near future to discuss how to proceed, and parents will receive an opportunity to provide feedback as well. We're going to be deliberate in our actions to provide the safest possible approach to increasing face-to-face access for our K-5 students, knowing that some of the same hurdles will eventually have to be crossed when our grades 6 through 12 students are offered the same option at some point in the future. We're going to communicate and be as transparent as possible. In other words, we want to make sure that the information we share is accurate before we share it out. And finally, we're going to plan for sustainability because we want to be able to sustain what we start so that we can continue the forward progress that we've already had so far this school year. For more of the nuts and bolts of the executive order, again, I direct you back to the press release as well as the Lighting Our Way Forward document from the previous slide. But the way it basically works is K-5 students can return to school under Plan A after October 5th when districts feel it is safe to do so in their specific contexts. Bus safety protocols will still be followed relative to face coverings and sanitizing. Face coverings will still be required on campus for students and staff. Limited social distancing under Plan A still places restrictions on congregating in common areas, which is going to be very, very challenging to adhere to. But our staff have been very, very good about making sure that all the safety protocols are followed each day with your students. First off, on this slide, I included a couple generic pictures of a principal's meeting and teachers meeting, and I can't even remember the last time I sat in a setting like this, even with a mask on. So just pointing this out as a piece of history here for you to see what a principal's meeting and teachers meeting used to look like pre-COVID-19. There will be lots of discussions and planning with all the pertinent stakeholder groups to determine the appropriate timing and approach before we move forward in any capacity towards Plan A at the K-5 level. For the time being, as a system, we'll continue to follow the same protocols for safety and continue to operate via Plan B or Plan C until at least October 5th, but likely it'll be beyond that point in time. At this time, the governor has not given any specific advisement to when Plan A will be an option for our middle and high school students, and really hasn't given an indication of when that announcement might even come. We are and will continue to work closely with Catawba County public health officials to utilize their expertise in deciding the safest course of action based on the available data and trends. I've tried to continue to emphasize the fact that it takes all of us, and that means families, students, and staff, to be able to pull this off and to keep the needle moving forward for your child's education. Families, it takes your ongoing support of both your students as well as their teachers. Our teachers have totally reinvented their approach to instruction and are working feverishly to make learning, both in person and remote, effective for your student, which is extremely challenging to do. Students, it takes your continued effort and focus to navigate both the virtual and hybrid in person learning environments. It also requires you to take control of your learning and your future, because your efforts and cooperation to follow the safety protocols really has made school reentry possible and successful. And I've been extremely proud of our students and how mature they've approached the safety protocols, and that truly has made all the difference in us being able to reenter school, even in the hybrid manner. And then teachers, you've outdone yourselves and have demonstrated your concern for the overall well-being of your kids. Just keep leaning into the challenge and know that your efforts are appreciated more than words can express. It takes all of us, guys. Together we rise. And yes, while yesterday's announcement from the governor was encouraging, let's just call it what it is, guys. It's just going to kickstart a whole nother cycle of change, and change is difficult. It's difficult for all of us. But the key is that we do, again, stick together, assume the best in others, and give our best each day, regardless of what our role is in this whole process. We will come out on the other end better and stronger for it, and I believe that. But we will give more information, guys, as it's available. So parents, just keep your eyes open on our district website, your school's website, district social media, and just listening out for weekly announcements from your school building level as time progresses. And in more encouraging news, the governor's health advisor, Dr. Cohen, indicated that Halloween and more importantly trick or treating apparently will still be on for this year. So, you know, kids, it's about a month and a half away, but it looks like you can, if you celebrate that little festival, then you can go ahead and start finding your outfits because it looks like it'll still be on this year. But thank you folks so much for watching, and more info to come, and I hope you guys have a great day.